Oh.
1 second. We will be in just a minute. Yes. So I'll get my little notification up there at the top when there we are. Now we're live. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to. We have combined a couple of panels here today, so we're gonna be doing some wand making while we are listening to our panelists this afternoon. Who is Misx? Hello, Misx. Thank you for joining us from Montana. And Misx does improv piano playing and is a Twitch live streamer whose information is going in the ticker, as you guys can see there. So I'm going to turn the floor over to Misx. Everybody here is going to make some magic wands. We'll be, hanging out all together. And if you guys have questions or anything you want to say to him while he's streaming, you can, audience, put your questions into the comments. We'll get them up there. And with that said, Misx, the floor is yours.
Hey. Yes. So yeah, I'm on Twitch. I'm Ninja Kitty C4. I love streaming, love hanging out, and I play improv piano, which mostly just means like I usually just play like whatever comes to mind. That's like generally what we get most days. I'm not really good at playing like sheet music or playing by ear, so I can't do like any random song, unfortunately. But yeah, we usually like often I can take stuff like story prompts, phrases. I'm gonna forget my list, right? Because I'm right here. That's how this works. Every time, every stream. Okay, dramatic pause over. So yes, but if you've got like a story prompt, a phrase, a couple words, general feeling or emotion, or even random sub notes, I love to take that kind of stuff and like improv with it. We often have, I have a few regulars that always are like giving me several paragraphs of like material. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, so I thought I'd just start out a little bit by talking. So how'd I get playing music? I mean, there's a lot of things, but one of my favorite, like, so when I was pretty young, I started like tap dancing, and I've been tap dancing most of my life now, like ever since I was 5, and I'm like, 19 turned 20 this year, so long time. And that's kind of where I feel like I got a lot of my basis for rhythm and feeling and stuff, right? From fairly young age. But I also kind of, when I was really young, we'd always talk about what would you want to be when you grow up? And it's like, I always like thought that it would be fun to like be like a video game tester or a streamer or something, right? And I feel like those ideas never went away. And when I finally did get up there, those kind of ideas came back. But yeah, like in 4th and 5th grade, 4th, 5th through 8th, I played the cello. And that's actually where I got most of my musical basis. What I know from music theory proper, I know from playing the cello for 5 years. And I learned chords, and I learned what chords are, how chords work, kind of the idea of, yeah, all that. And it was great. Other thing that was really important in kind of 8th grade was I came up with, I was in a class called broadcast, and broadcast was fantastic. We would run around the whole school. We had like free access to the whole school, and I was able to, and we would take pictures of things. We had cameras, and we'd put them in a video editing program, and we'd make these little shorts. And then at the end of the period, every day we would have announcements, and we would run it like a news broadcast. There would be like a green screen and a teleprompter, and 2 kids would sit up there reading the teleprompter. The guy switching off inputs. It was absolutely fantastic. And on Fridays, we would put those little videos that we made throughout the week up on the broadcast. And I never could find anyone to hang out with me. I did like one with one other guy, and he barely was in the video. He held the camera and held like a prop off to the side. I did the whole rest of the video. And after that, I said, well, I need to find a way to make videos on my own. And I made this comic that I called Stickman Comic. Stickman Comic was crazy, and it was goofy, and it was a moral, like at the end of the story was the idea. And so every one of them was like based around friendship or caring or And it's not up in this animatic style. So you do one panel, another panel, another panel, kind of like if you had a comic, but if it had twice as many frames as it needed for the show movement, and it had like no words. But what's important about the Stickman comic is that on the front of them is where I got Ninja Kitty. I had been using Ninja Kitty as a handle somewhere else, and I brought it over and I had Ninja Kitty Productions. And to this day, the Ninja Kitty logo on my Twitch channel is the Ninja Kitty logo I made for Ninja Kitty Productions. So it was kind of important, and because I started using that as my handle for various things and whatnot, and I'd always said stuff like that. So it's great. That's kind of where Ninja Kitty came from, was those little comics in 8th grade. As I got into high school, I dropped the cello because I went to a STEM high school that didn't have a music program. But I picked up the piano. I had been fiddling around. I played before, for the very beginning. I got lessons, and I learned how to put my fingers on the piano, and learned a little bit about how to play. And I just kind of fiddled around ever since. But that summer before freshman year of high school, I sat down, I played more, and I got some good tunes out. And one of my first tunes, this little like except for it was way simpler than that. It was more like, but yes, I came up with that somewhere in that time period, and it was one of my very first songs that I really enjoyed, and I played it all the time, annoyed everyone. But yeah, and as I got through high school, though, like I played the year before I went to that high school, they had gotten a piano that was in the cafeteria, and I played that piano all the time. So much so that my first year, they told me to stop playing the piano so much because I was like bugging people. But as years went on, people would gather like from the younger classes as it became kind of this thing. And by the time COVID hit somewhere in my junior year, we almost had what I'd call almost an unofficial club. It was absolutely fantastic. We'd all gather around, we'd take turns playing songs on the piano and chatting and talking and hanging out. And it was fantastic. I loved it. But then COVID hit, and we couldn't hang out together and play music. And it was sad, and I missed playing with friends and hanging out. And we did just like toward the end of my senior year, finally, when we had come back and had been back for a while, we were able to hang out again at the piano because we had to like sanitize the piano and stuff because COVID. And when I was graduating, I said, I really want to be able to play for these people that I enjoy playing for. I want to be able to share it with more people. I want to hang out and play and have fun. And for my senior, like as a senior gift, my family and I put together money from like various of my relatives and stuff, right? And they got me a really nice electric cantilevered piano, which means it feels like a real piano. It sounds like a real piano, but it's electric. Mind blowing. And this is what my CSP 150, Clavinova CSP 150, love this piano. Connects to my phone, I can make it sound like almost anything. It's like trumpets, synthesize anything I want, anything. It's fantastic. And I decided I wanted to start streaming using this piano. So in September, after I graduated, I started streaming. And ever since then, I've been Ninja Kitty C4 on Twitch. And we got better and better. People came eventually. And I'm still not a big channel, honestly. I'm, all of 83 followers on Twitch, which is pretty good. I mean, it's been a year and a half. But but yeah, I'm a hobbyist. I love playing. I love hanging out with people. I have some regulars, and it's fantastic hanging out, talking, chatting, just like I was in high school with a bunch of people who love playing music with me. So I love piano. So, but yes, might as well play a song. I was like chatted forever.
So I know you can't see me because I'm off to the side. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So yeah, so I know that sometimes you take like the keywords and then kind of do something inspirational based on the keywords.
Yep.
We're making magic wands here, and we had a magic wands duel yesterday, and it's everybody, yeah. So do you think you could make or play a song inspired by the idea of magic or wands or something along those lines? Like I don't know, I don't know, whatever comes to mind.
Yeah. Let's see. Magic wands, dueling magic wands. We'll turn up the piano just a touch here. Let's see. Kind of want to do something. We got to sound mystical. We got to sound, so something maybe pentatonic like this. No. We need minor aspects like but I want to add some more suspense to it because we are dueling magic wands. We're not just
magic wands. Yes.
Yeah. So we can add an off note in here.
Wow,
So,
that was good.
yeah, stuff like that. It's good. It's good. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's always nice. Songs are often really well thought of as a narrative. I was talking about this the other day. So part of my stream, I usually start off with an intro, and I start doing what I call my intro fact. And I just take a moment in the middle of my stream to improv what I say. It's good. My whole stream is improv, start to finish. I have a general structure, and then whatever I say, that's what's going to be said because I have no idea. and that means my stream is very versatile and really fun, and nobody knows nobody really knows what's going to happen because I don't know what's going to happen. But yes, I was talking about the other day about how songs are very much like a narrative. They have to do a lot with building suspense and relieving that suspense, right? And having kind of a build up and a fall off. So if you watched in that song, I had a main theme that I played, and I brought it up. We had these dramatic moments, and we brought it down, right? Like the climaxes and peaks in a story. You can really think about a song as a storytelling thing, right? You start off on a journey, you fight a dragon, you have an issue, the song gets lower and deeper. You build up to the climax, something goes wrong, and then you defeat the dragon, you blow it up, you have an action sequence where people are flying through the air, and then you win and you sail off into the sunset, and it's beautiful and glorious, and it's just good. Or on the flip side, it's a sad song about loss and about feeling, and you wander through the streets, and you see something and you stop and you think about it for a moment, or you see just that little bit of sunlight coming through, and there's this pretty moment in all the sadness, and you just walk in this dreary place, right? And so in that effect, you can really characterize a song in these highs and lows, these climaxes, building suspense and moving stuff around like that. And so it's sometimes good to think about music in terms of a story, which I think is really cool. I often let
We're
a lot of
listening.
what words?
Sorry, I said we're listening. We're here. Like, cause I just saw you look up, so I was like, no, we're here. It's good. I put us on mute so that we're not interrupting you. Just so you know. So, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
What was the words I was going to say? So yeah, songs.
So can I
are fun.
Can I ask a question? Another question?
Sure.
Well, okay. So in terms of story, right? This is can I tell you a little bit about what happened yesterday in our story here, and see if you can maybe give us a little bit of a soundtrack for yesterday's adventure.
We can try.
Okay. I'll choose just a portion of it so it's not like really long, but I
have taken on several 3,000 word prompts. I mean, there's this guy who really pumps out the words to me, so throw it at me.
Okay. So yesterday, Leprechaun Park is a small park in the middle of the Emerald City here, and the park was protected. There was a series of glyphs that were around the park, and it was making like a protection ring, and so everybody had to decipher the glyphs, put them on their stones, and then create a complex glyph, which I know you're familiar with because you've shown me pictures of complex glyphs that you've made. And so they created a complex glyph similar to what you've shown me. And when they did that, it caused growth in the park, and a sprout grew up underneath one of the rock fountains, toppling it over a little bit, underneath which was hidden the very last wedge of the Wheel of Seasons for Imbolc. And they took the Imbolc wedge, and they went from Leprechaun Park and magic portaled over to Arcadia Beach, where they were going to place it in the wheel. There were adversaries blocking the door, and the adversaries were armed, and nobody was armed and prepared to go there except for our wand duelists and everybody who had participated in the magicking earlier that day. So everybody got back, the duelists kind of came forward, drew their wands, and they magic spelled the adversaries right into set wands to stun, and right into the ground, and then they magic spell yeeted them, and I quote, yeeted into the dungeon, so that we would have prisoners to be questioned later. And then they went in, they placed the wedge, and magic, because the wheel could turn again, a huge surge of magic flooded into the world, making their spells more powerful than they had been previously, and allowing them in different ways. And that was kind of like the climax of the adventure, right? So that's your story. There you go. I don't know if that was 3,000 words or not, but
so let's see if I get this all right. There was a park, there was runes, and we used complex runes to get through or did we just spellcast get through the runes?
They actually connected them there in order to cause a growth in the city, like to cause a positive growth, so that, and in the course of that, it toppled over the rocks. So they were just sort of there.
So they worked out these runes, and then we got the special piece of the wheel, and then we took that and we portaled over to the beach, I think is what you said. Which beach? The Aurora?
Yes,
the Aurora
beach? Arcadia Beach. Yes.
Arcadia Beach. Yes.
Arcadia.
Yeah. Arcadia. Yes. And then you fought off some guys. You captured them. You yeeted them into the dungeon.
That's right.
and then we got put the piece back on, and poosh, magic. Yes, my backdrop is but yes, that's okay. Nope, I think I got. All right.
Got it?
All right. Thought process time.
All right.
We've got. Sorry. All right. Here we go. We've got we got something kind of unknown, mystical, questioning, wonder. It's kind of the feeling we're trying to project on this first part, and we kind of with kind of not quite perfect rhythms and things. We might actually grab this little riff in the lower hand to go like. And then we can transition into this kind of puzzle solving phase where we go like and from there we got a growth happening, a sprout, a thing topples over. It's kind of fun and exciting. We got to spruce that up. We might make that into a key change because I want to use a different key for that. We could go up into well, that's a starting bit, but we need more power, more gusto. some portal sequencing, something wild and chaotic. And then we're under attack. We might do that with another key change because I want to do a different key in here, and we go like a. And we need some yeeting going on, like yeeting would be more like some maybe a quick arpeggio. Nope, minor. I don't know. I'll figure it out when we get there. And then a big explosion, which I'll figure out at that moment. So let's do this thing. Where did I start? Oh, yeah, Mystical Wonder. With the roll. Yes. Ta-da!
Good job.
Oh.
That was awesome. Thank you so much. That was super cool.
You know how like artists are all like, "Oh, I messed up on that so bad." I'm getting that so hard right now.
Oh no, I thought it was great.
Well,
We're
so,
always our
yeah.
own worst critics, right?
Yeah. Gotta love it. You know, it's crazy. I actually have an anxiety disorder, and I like take medicine because I'm afraid of everything. And yet here I am sitting in front of a camera, in front of a bunch of people who I don't know, playing music, like on the fly. Right? I mean, if I can do it, like if anyone out there wants to play stream, go for it. I'm telling you, streaming is amazing. I love hanging out with people. I love playing music with people. It's great. It's fantastic. And all it really took was just getting started, right? And so, yeah, like I love streaming. I would say like
So,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Finish your thought, and then
No,
I have a
think that was it.
question
I
when
think that
you're
was the thought. I
finished.
think it happened.
Okay. If somebody wanted to get started streaming, where would you suggest they begin?
I would suggest they begin by literally Googling, because I'll tell you what, that's how I started. Like when I wanted to start, I said I wanted to stream piano, right? And I said, how do I do that? So I went online and I Googled, different, like this huge list out there, tons of articles, tons of lists. And once you pick kind of where you want to start, because like even while I was looking, I found solutions for if you had like a Chromebook, things that were like web apps that would run on Chromebooks that people could stream on Chromebooks. And it was like, there's so many different options out there. Once you find something, watch all the videos. Every streaming site has tons of videos that like they want creators, they want people to make videos. Crazy, I know. And so they have tons of information out there, right? People talking about what types of things you should do if you want to grow a community, thinking about how you should act on stream, how to build out, say, a structure. And for everyone, these things are different, right? Things work differently for every person. But I would say the first step is to learn figure out what you can do, right? Figure out what you want to do, right? Like what types of things you want to put on the internet. And then, use your head. Don't say stupid things. I mean, everyone knows this. You don't go out in public and start talking politics. But as long as you keep your head on tight, right? Go for it, right? I went back and I looked at my first stream like today, or the first one I ever recorded, because I think my first stream was before that. And I'm goofy. I'm like and I'm stuttering over my words. I sound funny. I look funny. I look awkward, and that's okay, because you know how many people are on the internet? That's your bonus as well as your problem. Nobody's going to care. We're all human. When they see a kid on a camera and they go, man, he's struggling, right? We get it, right? Streaming, it's hard at first, but you have a problem on stream, people totally get it. You're a person, you're not a superhuman, and you're not perfect. And it's okay if you make mistakes, because tomorrow you can do it again, right? For me, I stream almost daily. I stream 6 out of 7 days a week. I don't usually stream on Sunday because I need a break. But yes, I just, right, you go at it, and because tomorrow's going to be another day, and tomorrow's another day to make it better. And so you don't worry about what today looks like. You don't worry about messing up. If I think this is one of the most important things I learned. You need to learn to laugh at yourself, because yeah, you're going to make mistakes. Look at me. My hands are everywhere. My hat, all right, my hair's a mess. I'm goofy. I'm silly. I don't know idea what I'm doing. but it's okay because.
So do you think that do you think
you
that
learn?
you have,
Yeah.
sorry.
That's
Oh,
okay.
am I on mute? Oh, do you think that in your streaming process that you kind of it's sort of a process to maybe like find your streaming voice, like how for a person, right? Like the kind of who you become as the personality that is there, right?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? And if it's a thing, what? Yeah, do you know what I'm talking about? Maybe like you know what I'm talking about. So we have a
you
little
almost
bit of
become a different person when you start streaming, right? I mean, kind of. You have a personality that you kind of slip into as you turn on that camera. I mean, I feel at least a little bit like that. I'm largely the same person that I am on camera as off camera. The only difference is I'm bigger. I talk louder, I laugh more, I crack more jokes, and I tend to be goofier. When I'm not on camera, I tend to be sluggish and tired because I never get any sleep. But and I'm a lot lazier looking. And I mean, but for the most part, I'm the same person. I find that a lot of that finding a personality, I mean, part of it is branding, right? When I get into stream, I say certain things. I say, all right, folks, I'm going to get started. I'm Ninja Kitty, welcome, right? And I say this whole list of things that everyone knows me for, right? I have a certain way of playing. That's part of my brand. What I look like, right? I wear the hat. I'm pretty lax. I have this little goatee thing going on, right? I have a look and I have a feel and I have a certain set of things I say. And those are all parts of your brand, right? And that's also your personality. When you sit down in front of your camera, you have a brand. And building your brand, having an expected something is really important. They'll talk about branding on tons of videos if you go look for it. But yeah, all your banners, right? All of your icons, the way you look, the way you feel, the way you talk, they're all what build up this kind of concept. And that is what, for me, it's when I say Ninja Kitty is a brand and it has a feeling, it has a jokiness to it. And I become part of that brand when I sit in front of that camera. And so, yeah, when streaming, I think everyone needs to find a brand, right? They have to make a name for themselves so that when somebody hears your name, your brand, they see your logo, they think this guy in front of a camera, or they think, oh, that's that gamer who's good at playing games, or oh, that's the guy who's super goofy and does stupid things all the time, or that's the guy who makes something, right? You got to have a brand, right? When they see your brand, they know who you are. And that makes you more memorable. It makes your shows more interesting, and it helps you when you're on camera, honestly. So yeah, I think there's a certain amount of personality that you find with a rhythm, and I think that's part of letting go. But I like being mostly myself on camera. I don't care about things because it doesn't really matter, right? So yeah, if that answers your question, as I see it at least. And honestly, I've only been streaming for like a year and a half, and I'm not like an affiliate. I don't make any money. I'm just hobby, but that's how I see it. But yeah, I'd say another thing though, also for anyone out there, when everyone hates their voice. When you record yourself, you listen to yourself back, listen to that, and imagine putting that on the internet, and you go, I cannot put that on the internet. Happens to everyone. I remember watching Dan TDM a long time ago. I don't watch him anymore because I don't know where he's at. But I remember somewhere in midway of his climb, he talked about some of his first videos, and he showed that he actually pitched deeper his voice because he was younger at the time and he had a higher pitched voice, and he felt really like weird about it. And so yeah, he pitched down his voice for the video, and you can hear it, and it's like, oh, why did he do that? And I'm telling you, if you modify your voice, it's going to sound worse afterward.
We do have a question from the audience here, which is, what kind of a mic do you prefer to use?
Whatever's available. Like, I actually don't know what my mic I use like all the time. I hardly know. Is the box in here?
You can't remember the brand. I can relate to not remember the brand. I only know that mine is Yeti because I like Yetis. Like, I mean, the actual cryptozoological creature of Yeti. So.
Yeah. Let's see if I can grab the name of the audio device.
So it is
just
so you know, it is $249. I'll let you answer this question here in a second while because it looked like you were looking for your mic so that you could answer that question. But it is $249, which gives us about 10 more minutes till we are at an end. Would you like to play one more song? Do you want audience questions? What would you prefer to do here?
Whatever people want. I mean, if I know,
Does
like,
anybody want to? Does anyone offer a keyword for inspiration for what songs?
so I got my audio device, by the way.
Dragonfire.
It is a Samsung Meteor mic, is what it says. Meteor mic.
Did you hear that?
So that's what I've got.
Say it one more time, please. The name of your mic.
A Samsung Meteor mic. I think I could.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent mic. My only complaint about it is that it picks up everything, which means if there's anything happening back there, it picks it up. Yeah.
So we do have a keyword from the audience. If you are willing to play a keyword song for the audience.
Yeah.
We had the keyword of Dragonfire.
Dragonfire.
Yes.
Now that's a word. Let's see. I want you to do something like the word devastating, like the feel of that word. If I can get, or we could, but we want to add a hint of magic to it because Dragonfire is not normal bad fire. It's dragon fire, right? You want that uniqueness to it, right? So we can add a touch of major into it to add that little bit of something. Maybe I should figure out a way to put like the audio from the piano directly into the instead of using the mic. It's okay. Let's see. Yes, we'll play in A minor. Let's see. If we go like
Huzzah! Thank you so much. That was amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna come here where you can see my face a little bit. Can you see me? Yay! All right. So we have 5 minutes left. If there's anything you would like to say, I'm gonna just give you over to say goodbye to everybody, and then we will let you go for the day. And thanks for being here. That was pretty awesome. So whatever you'd like to say, floor is yours again.
Well, I guess we could say the basics of my outro. I love playing for people. I love hanging out. I find that there's no point in playing music if there's no one there to listen to it. So I love hanging out with people. And what I say at the end of my streams always is, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Really appreciate people being around and talking, hanging out, and giving me prompts. And what I usually say about that phrase real fast is like, thanks for tuning in is anyone who just didn't know and stopped by and was like, oh, what's this? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out is anyone who stayed by and hung out. And, thanks for coming. Anyone who actually decided that they were going to come, showed up, and was here. I appreciate anyone who's around, anyone who decided to hang out. Thank you for having me and letting me play. So there you go.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Then thank you everybody for joining us, and that I'm just gonna verify before I say something I shouldn't say, but yes, so at 4 o'clock we're going to be having our final panel of the day here, which is going to be our closing ceremonies, where we're doing the weird tasting and tasting a bunch of weird foods together and things that we've been saving up for this. So we will hopefully see you guys back here in an hour at 4 o'clock for our weird food tasting and then closing ceremonies. And thank you, Misx, so much for joining us. You guys check out his channel on Twitch. The link for which is there in the ticker, and of course that's his Twitch name that you see there on the screen, Ninja Kitty C4. Okay, thank you so much, everybody, and goodbye. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye. Till next time, folks. See ya.